Scobie and coming to you today from Trinity United Methodist Church. And I may as well do this right. Dan Ramey here, Mike Smith there. We've got Joey Carver here and Lynn Bunstine there. Hi. Thank you for coming out today. Let's huddle together for the video screen here this morning.
Yeah. I always get to be in the middle with all the lovely ladies.
I think he does it that way all the time.
Yeah, there's plans to the whole...
Honey, it's all business here. It's all business.
Exactly.
Trust me.
Southern Ohio Survivors is what we want to talk about this morning. And Lynn, this started out as a group really to help with cancer survivors, right?
It absolutely did. And now we have expanded our horizons a little bit, and we are working with special needs of many, many kinds. Our emphasis still is predominantly on cancer survivors as they live with, during, with, and through, and beyond their cancer diagnosis, but we are reaching out.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys watch Drew Carey's Improvaganza. This looks like the three-headed monster bit that they do. I just wanted to throw that in. Joy, you guys have a big event coming up here pretty soon. In fact, a week from this Saturday at the Pump House Center for the Arts.
Right. It's called Faces of Survivors, and we have partnered with Mirrors Photography to take pictures of survivors. There will be on display, I think, 23 survivors this year, 11 by 16 black and white pictures of a survivor and their caregiver. And it can be a very emotional exhibition of people, and it's just a wonderful event. It's at the Pump House. Starts at 6 o'clock on June the 11th. And, you know, it just advertises the importance of going through the treatment of cancer and somebody to help you go through the treatment of cancer and what can happen afterwards.
Did an interview here, oh golly, it's probably been a year and a half ago, with Diane Carroll. Remember Diane Carroll, the actress? Mm-hmm. And she was celebrating caregivers. And it is amazing what caregivers actually give. And I tell you, to have this kind of celebration, it's pretty awesome. Not only for the patient, but it gives the patient an opportunity to say thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. And there have been times, our first exhibit was last year. We had 25 pictures of our cancer survivors and our caregivers. And since then, we have lost 3 of our cancer people. And the pictures left for the pictures go back to the families. And so they now have their picture, and they're beautiful pictures of their relative or their loved one, whoever they helped through the process.
Lynn, tell us a little bit more about, you are a cancer survivor. Mm-hmm. You certainly had a caregiver to help out as well, and you want to pay back to these folks, don't you?
Absolutely. As a cancer survivor, we blame ourselves for the hardship that the caregivers go through, although I'm sure most of them would have it no other way. And I know I was in it last year, and I had 2 of my 3 children in the picture with me, because that's really what we opted to do. And it was actually a very serious picture. Mine was one of the most serious pictures that was exhibited. So it's not necessarily, let's go cry about these cancer survivors when we come down on Saturday night. Let's celebrate the fact that they're alive and they're laughing, and let's give them some support for going on after the treatments are over, because that is more difficult than actually going through the treatments themselves in most instances.
Yeah. Let's talk about what is going to take place that night. It's more than just pictures, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Lynn, can you help me with that?
I sure can. Joy. She must still be half asleep. I don't understand.
It's the green tea.
It's the green tea.
It's this guy hugging her is what it is.
She's got her arms around Mike, and she's feeling my fingers.
No, she's got her head. Never mind.
When we see Mike go, ooh,
yeah, that's right. Actually, it's a free event. The whole community is invited to come, and we will feed you well. I believe that there'll be some iced tea and some other beverages offered, but it will be a very nice display of catered finger food.
Very good.
Yes.
Pump House Center for the Arts.
Pump House.
That is next Saturday, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow. What are the times?
It starts at 6, and I'm not sure we have an ending time. 11 maybe, if it goes
Whenever
that
they
late?
run you out.
Probably. I think it's more like 9-ish, but I could be wrong on that. The pictures will be displayed, though, for 6 or 7 days
Very good.
afterwards also.
Now, we should say that there's another event coming up in June, and that's going to involve Paint Creek.
Yes, it
And
does.
we're going to paint the creek, right?
Yes, we would really like to technically paint the creek, but this event started 4 years ago, and it started for breast cancer women, and it was to get them to have exercise, because that's really important with the treatment of cancer and going through cancer and afterwards, the whole business. So it started with cancer survivors, breast cancer women, and we thought we'd paint the creek pink. Well, now we've gone into other kinds of cancer, and we really encourage everyone, since we've expanded our program to include diabetics. This is a good way to get exercise into your lifestyle, and so we still call it Paint the Creek. It'll be June the 24th. It's a Friday night. I think it'll start around 5 o'clock. From Water's Edge, Dwayne has been so good to us as far as donating all of the kayaks that he sends. And we're going to have a bonfire afterwards with hot dogs and maybe some music. We're still working on that at this point. And just have a real nice exercise, but it's just enjoyable to float down the creek.
Yeah, as opposed to going up the creek.
That's
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I mean, cancer and other events are an uphill battle or up the creek battle, so to speak, and here's an opportunity to go down the creek.
This is
Absolutely.
cancer. My mom passed away from that. Golly, it's been almost 16 years now. But it is a venture, which at times can be an adventure. And you think of how sad, but there are some special times. I think you guys both alluded to that when I'm telling stories about my mom, I'm remembering some of the times that she went through, and those were happy times. So it's not all a downer.
No, it isn't all a downer. That first summer that I was in chemotherapy, kayaking really saved my life. I was bald and I loved it. And getting in a kayak and drifting down, it's a Paint Creek 101 excursion that we take these people on. And it actually started in an exercise group. A 65-year-old woman said, I have on my bucket list that I want to go kayaking. And I said, ooh, let's do that. And we turned away probably 25 people, unfortunately, that year. And it just kept growing and growing, and it was just absolutely awesome. But it is a 101 experience. Anyone really can do it, even if you don't swim. We just have a really very, very good time, not just for survivors, though, for people that just want to say, hey, I want to come out and celebrate the fact that cancer should be a national priority.
We will have that on June 24th, so 3 weeks from today. Amazing,
That's
isn't it?
soon. Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yes. So folks, be listening. We'll talk about this again on Tuesday morning, a little bit more as well here on 1490. And ladies, thank you for coming out today.
Oh,
Thank you.
thank you. You're always wonderful.
Lynn Bunstine, Joy Carver, and that's Mike Smith right there. We're coming to you today from Trinity United Methodist Church. Take a look at this setup they've got for us today. It is Dan and Mike's Blood Donors in Paradise, taking your blood donations through 2 o'clock today from 1490 WBEX.